Hello there. So we are going to continue our conversation about the green card lottery that it's happening as we speak. So let's continue talking about that. I am immigration attorney Connie Kaplan for those who have not been here before. Give me 1 second because I'm live on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And for some reason, I'm having a problem with one of them. So just give me 1 second, guys. In the meantime, good morning. Put your questions in there about the green card lottery, and let's see if we can address some of them. Okay. So good afternoon for you guys. For me, it's good morning. It's actually very early in the morning. All right. So let's talk about the green card lottery. Okay, it's happening right now. It started on October 6th, so 2 days ago at noon, and it ends on November. So who's qualifying to apply for the green card lottery, who doesn't qualify to apply for the green card lottery? We're gonna go over that information today. Okay, so let's talk about that. What countries are eligible? Well, let's see. Who can apply first? Okay. You need to be from one of those countries that is not excluded from applying. So let's just discuss the countries. Right now, the countries, if you were born in one of the following countries, you cannot apply for the green card lottery. You cannot have an entry, so you cannot submit it. Okay, so if you were born, okay, from in Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, China, including Hong Kong, Colombia, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Haiti, Honduras, India, Jamaica, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, South Korea, UK, with the exception of Northern Ireland and its dependent territories, Venezuela and Vietnam. If you are born in any of those countries, then no, you cannot apply for the green card lottery. Okay, so we get this quite a bit. We had many people from Nigeria yesterday and Mexico, a few others from Pakistan and the Philippines asking if they can apply. The DV lottery is reopened, Rabuni. I know you just asked that, and yes, it's open now. Okay, go to our other videos. I posted the website on which you can go and apply. It is really, really free. Okay, so give me 1 second. All right, so let's talk about can you apply or can you not apply? If you are born in any other country except those listed as excluded, then yes, you can apply. But let's say you were born in Nigeria and you cannot apply because Nigeria is excluded. You can still apply under two separate circumstances. You can apply basically if you're married and your wife is from another country, she is from another country that is listed as able to apply. For example, she could be from, say, Romania. Okay, then yes, you can apply as her spouse, as her derivative. You can also apply if, for example, you were born in Bangladesh, but your parents, for example, you were born in I had a very good example here. You were born in Pakistan, okay, but your parents were one from the Bahamas and one from South Africa. Then you can apply as long as your parents, neither one of them, had any residency, okay, in Pakistan at the time you were born. For example, your parents may have been there as tourists when you were born, and that's how you ended up being a citizen of that country. Okay, so let's address some of the questions before I move on to the next thing. All right, great. All right. I'm having issue with the photo to upload. Okay. So there are very, very specific instructions on how the photo needs to look like. Okay. And if you look at the instruction, okay, go to our TikTok because you're on TikTok right now. If you go to my bio page, to my beacons page, there is a link there to the actual instruction page from the official website, okay, the dvprogram.state.gov, that tells you exactly the size in electronic format that the picture needs to have in order for you to be able to upload. Okay, but while you're here, let me see if I can get that for you. All right, so generally speaking, the digital picture needs to be in a JPEG format, JPG only. It cannot be any other format. It has to be equal to or less than 240 kilobytes in a square aspect ratio. Basically, the height needs to be the same as the width. 600 by 600 pixels. And if you have to scan that, and you didn't just take a digital picture, but you had an actual picture that you have to scan, then the picture has to be 2 inches by 2 inches, which is 51 millimeters by 51 millimeters, and scanned at a resolution of 12 pixels per millimeter or 300 pixels per inch. Okay, so it is very, very specific. If your photo does not, if the website doesn't allow you to post to upload your picture, this is probably the reason. You have to follow the directions exactly. I will post a video shortly before noon today, so in a few hours, just the photo requirements. Okay, so if you want to wait for that, I'll post it, but they are available on my beacons page. Okay, all right. So can Ghana apply? Yes. Can Sierra Leone apply? Yes. We can change the B1, B2 visa work permit while we are in the US. First, B1, B2, okay, it's a tourist visa. It's a tourist visa for business or pleasure. And under that visa, you are not allowed to work. You cannot get, there is no such category under which you are allowed to change from tourist visa to directly a work permit without being sponsored by an employer. There is a way to change your status if you already gone through the process of sponsorship by the employer, either for a temporary work visa or for a permanent residency by that same employer. I have tried this tutorial, it's still telling me the same. It's an issue with the size of your electronic picture. It has nothing to do with that, okay, with anything else, okay? All right, so let's talk. So we discussed country of birth. We discussed the 2 exceptions for the country of birth, basically the spouse or your parents under very, very limited circumstances. If you are married, both you and your spouse can apply and both of you can list the children. Okay, so know that. Then you need to know the education requirement. You need to have the high school diploma, or according to them, you need to have 2 years of work experience within the last 5 years in an occupation that requires at least 2 years of training or experience. Okay. If you only need to, if you finish, for example, only 10 years of schooling in your life, and then, for example, you became a forklift operator. If for the forklift operator, the US Department of Labor says that you need only 3 weeks of training, a certificate, then you don't qualify. Long distance truck driver, if it requires only a 1 week course or 3 weeks course, anything less than 2 years, you do not qualify unless you have the high school diploma or the 12 years of schooling. If, for example, you need to become say, a medical assistant, and for that you need to go to school for 2 years. even if you didn't finish high school or 12 years of college. If you have 2 years or experience, 2 years of experience or 2 years of trade, that might make you qualify. I do not know every single profession that is out there, so I cannot advise you on that. There is a website on the Department of Labor's website. It's called ONET Online. Okay. And you can determine there the qualifying work experience. Hi, Jay. I have a 751 interview in Los Angeles. After that, how long does it take to send the green card in the mail? Okay, so let's go over your 751 interview first. If you have a 751 interview, okay, that means you first got a 2-year green card based on marriage, and at the time you got your green card, you were married to your spouse for less than 2 years. So they give you a conditional residency. So my first question is, did you apply for the removal of conditions jointly with your spouse because you are still married and living together, or you applied as a waiver 751 because you are no longer married? Remember, immigration does not recognize separation. Okay, so I need to know more information from you, Jay, and I am concerned that you did get an interview for a 751. If you got an interview for a 751, it's for two reasons. You applied joint, but you didn't submit enough documents, and that is a huge red flag. Or you applied as a waiver petition, and in which case I'm wondering how much documentation did you submit to show that even though the marriage did not last long enough, you still were married in good faith to your spouse. So give me more information, Jay, so I can help you, okay? All right. You did biometrics for citizenship. Awesome. Good for you. So now you just have to wait until they call you for the interview. Where you are in the country matters in terms of how fast you are going to be scheduled. Please, my husband won the lottery last year. Are they going to backdate? No, they are not. Okay, so if your husband won DV 2022, you still have time. DV 2021 is still in litigation because those visas expired. How long would it take after the biometric for citizenship? It really depends on where you are located in the country. In some places, from the time of the application, it takes about 3 to 4 months to be scheduled for your naturalization interview. In other parts of the country, it could take up to 2 years. They are doing a little bit better right now. So you should expect probably within a couple of months, but depends on where you are. So I don't know where you're physically located, okay? So back to the green card, please, about the photograph. I have a full beard. Do I have to shave before I take the? No, you don't. No, you don't. But you cannot have glasses on. Your picture has to be straight, okay? It cannot be showing the year. Some passports in some countries, passport photos for those have showing 1 year and it's a side picture. That is not the case. It has to be full blown, okay? And you cannot have glasses. So, there are very, very specific requirements. Since you're asking me about the beard, it looks like you didn't read the instructions. You might want to read the instructions before you go and spend the money on pictures that you will not be able to use, okay? So it's open from now until November the 9th, okay? So make sure you apply. If you can't do it now, you need to click submit within the first 60 minutes. You only have 1 hour from beginning of the application to when the time runs out. You should not start doing the submission or the application until you have your passport information and your pictures electronically ready to be uploaded. Make sure you have your passport, your spouse's passport, and your kids' passports. Okay, you need to make sure you have all that. All right, this way, when you are having issues with entering the information, you can still finish within 60 minutes. If not, it times out and you start from scratch, from zero. Okay, do not assume it went unless you got do not assume you submitted it properly unless you got a confirmation from the website. If I were you, before I click next on every single screen, I would also take screenshots of that application. Believe it or not, if you do get selected and later you have to go to the consulate for your interview, then they will want to ask the same exact questions, and you need to make sure you are consistent and you are not giving conflicting answers. Okay? You must get that confirmation number. Okay? So you must get that confirmation number. Without that confirmation number, you will not be able to do anything. Department of State will not notify you that you won, that you were selected. The Department of State will not notify you if you haven't been selected. There is no other way to find out except by going to the website and entering the confirmation number. So you save that confirmation number like your life depends on it, okay? Make sure you do that. So, the country where you were born, when you are doing the application, okay, it's asking what country were you born in, okay? So, for example, there are countries that have changed names, okay? Yes, you are from Sierra Leone, you can apply from Sierra Leone. I don't think it's, yeah, it is not excluded. It doesn't matter where you live, it goes by where were you born. So if you were born in Sierra Leone, the fact that you live in Cyprus doesn't matter. Yes, you can apply. Okay. Chris, I'll get to your question in a minute. Okay. So, country where you were born. If you were born, if your birth certificate says that you were born in Myanmar, then you enter Myanmar. If it says you were born in Burma, you enter Burma. It's the same country. It says use the name of the country currently used where you were born. Okay. So, currently used. All right. If you were born a long, long time ago, it could be different on your birth certificate. Make sure you enter, okay? Make sure you enter the name of the country as it is today. All right. Now, the passport. The passport has to be a passport valid for international travel. Frankly, if you don't have a passport right now, and if you can't get it before November the 9th, when this expires, this year you are just not going to be able to apply. Okay? And the passport has to be valid for international travel. So let me address Chris's question. Please, my fiance has a disability and she's pregnant for me, but she's a US citizen. If obviously, since she is pregnant by you, for you, then you have seen each other at least once in the past 2 years. The fact that it's a disability does not prevent your US fiance from petitioning for you to be here with her as a fiance. You will probably not be here before she has the baby, okay? But your fiance can petition for you right now. She can give us a call and we can help her with the process. How about the zip code? There is no, if you don't have a zip code, you enter the postal, okay, the postal code based on where you are. Chris, she's deaf, but she's a Black American citizen. It doesn't matter if she's Black, white, Asian American, it doesn't matter. And the fact that she's deaf does not prevent her from being able to petition for you. And just because she's deaf doesn't mean she has no options, okay? It is the same as everyone else. How much time does it take from Lebanon to take green card if a US citizen apply for sister? If she is in Lebanon, it is and you apply today, it is a minimum of 14 years, and then depends on how that changes by the time the priority date becomes current. But I would expect between 14 and 15 years. Should I wait when the baby is delivered? No, one has nothing to do with the other, Chris. Your fiance can petition for you right now. The fact that the baby is delivered has nothing to do with your immigration status. All right, so guys, these are great questions. Nepal people can apply for US, ma'am. For the green card lottery, Nepal, people who are born in Nepal can definitely apply, okay? So you should apply for the green card lottery if you are from Nepal, okay? Remember, it's a very limited program, it only grants 55,000 visas. So you should enter only once. If you enter more than one time, they are going to disqualify you. If your picture is not a recent picture and it was taken longer than 6 months ago, you would be disqualified. Make sure you don't use the same picture that you used in the previous years. If you have applied before for the green card, use a brand new picture. What are the requirements for her to apply for the fiancé petition? She needs to be a US citizen, and you guys have had to have met in person at least once in the last 2 years, and you obviously did since she's pregnant with you. And you have to show that you intend to get married once you are in the United States. That's all you have to show. What's the probability that I'll get picked? It really depends. It's a lottery, computer generated lottery. Okay. There is a limit of 7% for any given country. Other than that, the number of visas that are being issued should be 55,000. Okay. And does not include derivatives and children. Is 55,000 principals. Okay. So other than that, it's a lottery. I'm still waiting to win the lottery and win some money, but that didn't happen. It's the same thing with the green card lottery. If you are a Pakistani national, you are not allowed to apply. However, if your wife or husband, I don't know, Mariah, I assume you would talk about a husband. If you have a husband who's born in another country that is eligible, then he can apply and then you would come with him. Okay. Or depends on your parents. Perhaps you were born in Pakistan, but they were not residents in Pakistan or citizens of Pakistan. If any of these very limited exceptions apply to you, then you can apply. Otherwise, sadly, no. If you have Nepal passport, you can apply. All right. I was told she needs to show that she's financially enough to sponsor me for the petition. Have your girlfriend, have your fiance call me, because that's not exactly the case. Can me and my wife apply separately for the lottery? Absolutely, and you should absolutely do that. So let's say you guys are married and you have 3 children. You are entering one, you are submitting one entry, you are listing your spouse and the 3 children, and your wife is applying separately as a principal, and she's listing you and the 3 children. Okay, children cannot apply unless they already have a high school diploma, and if they do, they are over the age of 18 and they should apply on their own. What's the best possible for you to be selected? Make sure you submit something that does not disqualify you. Don't reuse an old picture. Enter the information correctly. That is the only thing. Okay. Should all the family members apply? All the family members who meet the criteria should apply. If you and if your children are over the age of 18, they are eligible to apply on their own. You still need to list them on your application. Your wife can file her own as well. If you apply, what time the results is going to come out? May of next year. How are you going to know that you have won? When you are applying, you are going to get a confirmation number. Unless you keep that confirmation number, like your life depends on it, because you only get it once and nobody else will have it, you are not going to know if you were selected. Don't lose that number, okay? That's how you're going to know. There is no notification. There is no email that's going to come out, no mail that is going to come to your house, none of that. When the results are announced in May, you need to keep checking until the time expires to see if you were selected or not. That's it. I have tried so many times to no avail. I know I've been playing the lottery to win some money for the past 30 years. I'm still not winning. It's the same thing. I'm scared of her being scammed. I hope she's coming to the right hand. I don't know what that means. I am from Netherlands. I want to immigrate to the United States. What should I do? If you are a national of the Netherlands, you might want to give us a call to see what your exact options are. We want to see if you can, generally speaking, there are 5 ways to come to the United States, okay, on a permanent resident basis, okay, so to move here, okay. So you are going to have investment options, employment options, family options, asylum not available for the Netherlands, really, except very limited circumstances, and green card lottery. Green card lottery is one of them, and you are not excluded. Okay, so give us a call and let's talk about your options. Okay, and we'll take it from there. How are you going to check through emails or the link? You only have the link. That's it. No other, there is not going to be any email whatsoever that is going to come out, okay? You have to keep the confirmation number that you get at the end of your submission. And at that point, you are just going to have to keep checking when the results come out in May. I'm selected for 2022, but I still didn't receive a confirmation mail. If you were selected, okay, then you can inquire about your next steps, okay? All right, so I did address all the questions here. That is enough for today. I will try to post something that addresses the picture requirements, since that seems to be a very common question. And I will see you guys again Monday. Remember, I will have a live next Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's New York time, okay? And I will do a live then where I will walk you through all the questions in the actual application. You do not need to wait until then, because the results are actually, there is a video on the Department of State's website that allows you to do that, okay? Awesome. Bye, guys.